welcome everyone to the HerdCon podcast. I am one of your hosts, Michelle, and I'm here with
Heather Lauer, your other host.
All right. And we are here today with two of our local drag community. And we have with us in the back corner, this is Richard Long.
Hello, everyone.
All right. And this is Leo in the front corner, but also their drag name is
Aero
Smith.
Yes. They, them pronouns for the character and for me.
They, them for both you and the character. Yeah. Awesome. Yes. And
I'm just he, him in drag.
He, him in there in drag. Yeah. So, all right. Let's get started. I mean, for one, how did you guys get started in drag and as drag kings? Because that's not something we hear as often in the media. I mean, we talk about drag queens. There's a very big representation as far as the media goes for like drag queens with RuPaul and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about how you got started.
So yeah, I got into drag like 2 years ago, and because it all started, I was doing like a lot of makeup looks that are kind of crazy, and I was like, oh, I'm running out of ideas. Oh, I'll just do gender bent. And with that, like Richard's whole look just came into fruition. And when I was on campus, it was the Queen Slay Cancer like drag fundraising. And I heard drag king, and I was like, wait, that's a thing? I want to do that because I have a persona that will work with that. And then to pick out a name, I was like, oh, it has to be funny. So I picked out Richard Long. And what's funny is my dad's name's Richard and my grandpa's name is Richard. So I'm like, oh my gosh.
Richard the Third.
Yeah, I'm Richard the Third. And from that, doing performances, well, trying to find performances, but so far everyone loves it because like it's something new. And now getting hopefully more people like connected with being drag kings because yeah, that's how you got influenced.
Yeah, so good transition.
Thank you. I'm professional.
So I just do makeup, and I have been doing makeup, and I was in show choir in high school, so I did like performing stuff forever, but show choir was when I started doing makeup. And then I started doing it on my own, and then I started doing things that were more influenced by like graphic eyeliner or eventually like corpse paint stuff.
Oh, nice.
And so I've been told for quite some time that I should do drag something. Like friends and family have all been like, you need to do something. My dad is so passionate that I should go to cosmetology school. I'm like, listen, I already started something else. And also I don't feel like I need to go to cosmetology school for makeup. I'm already doing it.
Yeah.
But not that it wouldn't be fun, and I don't know everything, but so yeah, so there was sort of already was performing, singing, dancing, lip syncing, doing makeup. Already was doing all of the things, and had been told about it, and so it was heavily on my mind for like a couple of years, and then I went to the Queen's Slay Cancer show. And it was right outside my dorm building, and I kept hearing cheering, and I was like, God, what is going on out there?
Yeah.
What's going on in the middle of campus?
Just, I love for people that have to be in Buskirk and
everything, you can hear everything. But so I heard it, and then I remembered that it was drag show day, so like I missed a few performances. But when I got there, there was a couple of queens, and then there was, I believe you were first. I think I saw you, and then, what's Taylor's drag name?
Maddox
Inner also. And I went home afterwards. It was amazing. Everyone was amazing at that show. That was my first drag show as well.
So it's kind of like that event influenced me, and then it influenced you. Yeah. So it's full circle.
I saw it.
So poetic.
It was like a Friday, and so I went home, and then on Saturday I woke up and I was like, I have to do drag today. I have to do drag. It was too good. It was it was too good. I was like, this looks like too much fun. And now that I know that there's like, it was also really good to see that there was a drag community locally. Because it makes it a lot easier to do when you already have a community to go into. So I spent all of that day just like binging drag king videos and like trying to come up with a name. I didn't actually come up with a name until like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like a week ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've had this character, and yeah. So yeah, it's because I saw Queen Slay Cancer and I had already been
and
thinking about
since it's like very small world because we're not that far from each other.
I live on the floor above you.
Yep.
Yum.
So yeah.
So we're in close proximity.
And it's good to have someone else to like bounce off of, and
Absolutely.
like the more drag performers that aren't like drag queens, the better. There's like more variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually I like drag king, drag artist, drag thing. All of the above are good, but drag queen is not my niche.
Yeah.
Like I don't fit into the drag queen character.
What do you mean? I'm a drag queen. Obviously.
Richard?
The drag queen
Richard the
named Richard.
Yeah.
And honestly, that would be a really good drag queen name. I think it would.
Someone trademark that.
So, yeah, somebody take that idea.
I can so see it. I could so see it with the bearded queens too, though.
Yeah.
I love the
yeah,
bearded
love the bearded
queens.
queen.
Like
Oh my
Dial-A-Ride.
God.
Yeah,
Dial-A-Ride cracks me up.
absolutely.
Wonderful
I've seen some
comedian, amazing performer. Just I
Yes.
love when they host stuff over at like Ritter Park and stuff.
Yeah.
They're so
And-
much fun.
I'm hoping because like especially being a drag king,
Mhm.
there's not a lot of opportunities to do it. Like I was thankful to doing the Queen Slay Cancer.
Yeah.
Right.
And with that, that's very impactful, and a lot of people love the performance, and I love performing. And hopefully, hey, next time it happens, you'll be there too. So
Yeah, more than likely. Because I feel like we're sort of starting a thread where whatever event one of us gets invited to, we invite the other one.
yeah, because I mean, like more attraction,
yeah.
and like a lot of people like it because the first performance.
My first actual performance in drag, because we had this thing for the I don't remember, it was what's it called, the homecoming competition thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
My break was like a lip sync, so we got in drag for Philosophy Club and did it.
That's
So
fun.
that was like sort of a performance, but we did a real performance at a house show with my friends Ollie and Ava hosted. They had offered me like a while ago, and I sort of like I had mentioned it to them the first time, and then a couple weeks before, and I was like, "Hey, Paige, do you wanna perform with me?" Because there were 3 local bands, 2 punk and 1. I don't know the genre, but it was cool.
I would call it beat bop.
that could be fun.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
like a synthesizer. It was,
Yeah,
it was
the
funky.
Cricket Man.
It was
Ooh.
Cricket Man. Yes,
Yeah.
it was. Oh, no. I'm not used to this. But yeah, anyway, so I was doing the drag king, so I was like, I am okay with that. But also, it would be great if I wasn't the only one. And also, it would be great to have Paige there anyway. So I
Bring your
invited
friends.
you.
Well,
Yeah.
there's always support in community.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're alone, sometimes it feels like, okay.
Yeah.
If anything bad happens, it's just
Yep.
me.
It's a lot of pressure.
And
Yeah. So it's nice having someone to back
exactly.
you up.
Yeah, exactly. Richard. I mean,
Right.
And especially like I performed first because it was Aero's like
Yes.
first like big performance, so I was like, I'll do it.
You didn't have like any time to prepare.
Nope. But I like that.
Yeah.
I'm
so
very
sorry.
impulsive because of ADHD. So I really love just doing a lot of things and people recognizing, because that's how people recognize you, is by doing things. And yeah, I performed first, and then when Aero performed, I did like a little bit with them because
We did a lot of work together, because also I didn't. So the people I knew who I was close to that weren't like the hosts that were gonna be there ended up late. So they got that we were the first to go performing wise, and they got there. After.
That's always intimidating.
It was a little, but also we were like, we don't want to be in drag for the entire night because
Yes.
we're gonna stay at the house show. They're our friends.
and especially I'm
It's
in
their
this chest
birthday.
plate, and
Yeah. Oh, the chest plate is crazy.
Okay, well, talk about, that. I know
Yeah.
of course, with, drag queens, there's lots of different prosthetics that some of them use,
Yep.
everything from like the weird butt padding things. And I mean, it gets really interesting. So like, what kind of stuff do you guys use as drag kings to kind of help you with building your look and the persona?
So for me, I really wanted to have a silicone like chest piece. However, what's different because for drag queens, they just minimize, like they cinch waist, things like that. However, to be a drag king, you had to do a lot more to kind of give you that look.
The better word is probably queens like add things usually. A lot of times queens like are adding padding and stuff.
Yeah.
For most kings, it's sort of
Try to take away.
trying to take away to create sort of a lot of kings go for like the triangle shape. So if you're like a traditional king, that's usually what you're going for. And it's a little trickier also because there's honestly not a ton of content on how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
and
makes
you
it a
do
little
have to be
difficult.
careful with chest binding.
Right.
Yes.
That too.
That can be a very,
dangerous.
it can be problematic and dangerous if you do it wrong because you can actually cause damage.
Especially performing. Like if you're doing any sort of choreo, it can be dangerous.
And especially with the silicone, like they're not cheap. This one,
sweaty.
yes, it's and a lot of problems because like where to get it. Like I got mine for Amazon. I got it for $180.
Oh,
but sometimes they can be $200. And this,
You get them out if you go off of Amazon. You
Yeah.
get them from like a regular creator. They're I would think a lot more.
yes.
I haven't looked.
So
at
this
it
is like the
off
cheapest one, and there's only 3 skin tones. This is the lightest, however, it pulls yellow. And
It is, yeah. There's a lot of color correcting involved
Yeah.
for that.
and the
Do you-
sweating.
Now, is the full thing just silicone, or is it like silicone with a polyester mesh over it or anything so that you can possibly...
Nope. I just have to base.
So that way you could go in and, you know,
I literally have
get
to
out the airbrush, color correct as you need, but...
I
my.
literally I have to wash it after I'm done because the sweat and because I had to baby powder it. But when you sweat with baby powder,
It just sort of congeals.
like when I took it off at the house
my
party,
God.
That was the first time that
Cornstarch
actually-
lines.
the horrors.
There was literally like it was like
Yeah.
just water fell out of it when you took it off, and I was like, you
Yeah.
weren't kidding at all.
God.
You were not
Yeah.
exaggerating at all, because both of us tend to exaggerate.
Like the
Usually.
pros and cons of drag.
So I was a little bit like, yeah, it's definitely very sweaty. But there's not gonna be like water falling out of it. I was wrong. It was real.
Apparently, silicone chest pieces are watertight.
Yes, worthwhile
Be
purchase. but-
prepared.
Yeah.
Very warm.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
and do you
my
have to
friend-
be careful of like silicone allergies too?
Oh, for sure. I couldn't
'Cause-
wear one because I'm slightly allergic to silicone.
Yeah,
So
I
couldn't
can't
do
wear
it.
the wedding bands that they do
Yeah.
because my whole
Can't do
hand breaks
silicone.
out.
Yeah. So
Oh my.
And your friend?
my friend Brittany, Britt Witt.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, she started doing
She did the
her D&D characters.
her D&D character
I
and
love that.
is she a
the
cosplayer?
critical role.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Stanley.
You know her.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
She
Brittany's
is amazing.
awesome.
Yes.
Although her last name is no longer Witt.
Yeah.
It's
Wallace.
I think.
I think it's Wallace.
Yeah. Check
But,
her out on Facebook.
Yeah, because I went to a lot of like conventions and things because I'm also the president of the makeup club on campus that I started. So
Awesome.
I'm gonna. That's why I also kind of wanted to branch out more. Like hopefully with like my club, I will do like a lot more opportunities in drag eventually. That's kind of like
You
the
need to make a
opening.
Discord.
Oh yeah, yeah. HerdCon added a Discord, and I was
Yeah.
really
Also
impressed
does
with the
that.
number of people that communicate through that because it's
Yeah.
like I get more communication, like direct communication through that than I do through the HerdCon email
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
or our social media. I was like,
it's also really efficient. You
Okay.
can have different chats for different
Yeah.
topics. So like the philosophy club just started one a little bit ago.
awesome.
And so we have one for like it says philosophical disputations. So that's like anything actually related to philosophy. And then there's one for meeting times. And then there's a couple of others, but one of them's just like off topic because we're all very chatty and quite
yeah.
neurodivergent.
Oh.
So we are always off topic.
It really helps to build a class or a club by having off topic so that you can
Right.
just
Bonding.
social.
Exactly.
You need the social.
Yeah.
So yes,
And
Scanlan.
especially
I love that character.
Actually, HerdCon they do the day before they do like the song along, and I actually
Yeah.
performed as Richard then too. I
Okay.
did the ballad of Mona Lisa and performed as that. Yeah, So I might do that again.
I didn't get to see it because I was actually upstairs helping my vendors, but we got to hear part of it.
So I'm gonna try to do that again, but I think my feature song is "I'm Not a Vampire," and when I dressed up as a vampire.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I have pictures and stuff of it, and especially the performance, because I like to do layers and reveals. So I like to have on like coats and things. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually
I'm
the
sure
top.
that helps with the sweating.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
only so much you can help with it.
Oh yeah.
Especially you have to.
Can't do it.
You can't have anything like. Oh, I do some like revealing outfit. However, especially the like reveals of outfits and things, or wearing pants, like especially my figure's like not one that's masculine, so it's just square and then yeah.
Yeah, I sort of so like I feel like drag king is a bit of a loose term for me if you're going off the masculinity scale, because I have decided I'm just not gonna do it with like the outfit and the body stuff, like which doesn't mean like you're not a drag king if you don't. But I just also feel like the character's non-binary as well, so drag king is like cool because I'm like definitely more masculine, definitely in a drag king area. But when I can't wear a silicone chest piece, like
And there need to be more like products and things available too.
Yeah, that's another thing. Because you can't really make a silicone chest piece, or it'd be really hard to make a chest piece.
Meanwhile, for like drag queens, they're like $30. So there's a very vast difference.
It's a little odd. Those ones
It's a bigger piece too, though.
Yeah, that's
because of the
it
full
seems to
chest.
have more material. I don't know why that has to, but yeah. So like I can't wear one because I'm a little bit allergic to silicone. And also I feel like it's just sort of fun to play with gender in that way.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about drag. And
I use trans tape. So I'll put trans tape on, and then like for my first performance one, I wore the white tape, which I have on now too. I tried to sort of channel Aero, and then I was like, I kind of dress like this anyway, so it's like, okay. It didn't end up making as much of a difference as I thought without the makeup, but it's okay.
yeah, meanwhile, Richard and I have like the same songs.
That's also very true. But
Same music taste.
Yes.
I've found that if I use the white one, I can like draw on them.
Yeah.
So I did the theme for the house show was carnival, so I did sort of a ringleader thing.
I did like a clown one.
Yeah, I pasted like a clown sort of thing. But so I had on this actually the same sheer top. I bought it for that, and I had like stars drawn on the tape, so that it was sort of with the carnival theme. But I think that it's fun to get sort of creative with it because I also am very, very curvy, and I feel like it's not really what I want to go for anyway, to give myself a more masculine figure, and I also feel that it would be really difficult, and that I would just like not end up being happy with putting in that much effort from what would at the end of the day for me be probably not the greatest results.
But also, like what's really nice about drag is like you make it your own. Like and the thing is, drag queens, it's very saturated with like everyone knows about it, like RuPaul's Drag Race, but
which is wonderful.
Yeah,
but
very,
there's
very
also
visible.
a lot more types of drag, and the main issue. This is also like an issue in any sort of genre of one thing has just way more visibility than anything else. It sort of gets to a place where people who aren't in the community or people who are only in certain like that part that's more visible don't take into consideration other creators of it
because no one knows about drag kings.
Well,
and it's like
the rise of your minority, it can actually overshadow the rest of your community.
Yeah.
So like the drag queens are very up there because they're very visible.
Right.
But and it is one of those accidental kind of things that happens. It's a very cultural thing. Yeah. We tend to like, oh, look.
Yeah.
And that's how we respond to the world. It's like what we see is what we, I guess, comprehend or notice.
Absolutely.
And not only that, I mean, God help me, but I'm just trying to ponder a quiet drag queen.
I've known a few.
Really?
Yeah.
And I mean, the only real places around here is like Stonewall.
Yeah,
Not very many.
There's only a couple places, and there's not as many. Like there's also a big thing where a lot of people, which I have, I'm very quite new to drag.
Yeah.
I have discovered recently that a lot of people sort of are like anti-drag king, drag thing, which I didn't know until I started doing it. And I haven't gotten any personal hate, but like
They like to push more
DragCon,
drag. Yeah.
DragCon UK happened recently, and
Mhm.
you're not allowed as a drag king. There's like no kings.
Yeah, they
anything
push more
that's
for
on-
drag
Interesting.
queens.
Which I also found, because I was enjoying, like, I got a lot of videos on my feed, like on my
Mm-hmm.
on both my drag account, my regular accounts
Yeah.
on TikTok. I was getting like a lot of the videos of people's looks and like amazing looks. And again, this is not a fault of the queens who participate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the creators. But yeah, and then I saw somebody sort of call out the fact it was on a video from like DragCon of performances and stuff, not like any specific creator, just like a collage or whatever.
And I feel
And
like
they were like, this is all great and wonderful,
Yeah.
but we should talk about how drag kings are not allowed. And
Yeah.
I was really disheartened. Like, I was a little bit heartbroken
Did they
by
give
that.
any kind of statement? Because I
No.
mean, that
No.
well, here's what I
I
think.
can see oversight.
Yeah.
But there's a point too where
Yeah.
is it oversight or is it exclusion?
Or they probably think it's not going to be as popular, or it's not going to be as exciting as.
A lot of people don't take drag kings or more masculine drag looks as a valid form of drag, which is really interesting.
Yeah,
and
I
don't
mean-
really
And I mean, if
understand.
you see the comparison, if like we look different when we're in.
Yeah, we have two very, very different
Yes.
drag looks.
Like-
I will say, okay, so I'm not in drag, unfortunately, but and the drag name is Aero Smith, obviously, because copyright and also just like it's the same name. It's the
I mean,
no matter
Trixie
how much I love
Mattel,
them.
like so many different people.
right. So it's Aerospace Smith, but also like that. My TikTok is like, also my TikTok started as like a secret account also. So I started doing drag more because I had like my 5th video get 30,000 views out of nowhere, and I was like, well, this is supposed to be a secret, and now there's 1,000 people looking at me, so that's fine. But so the TikTok account is safe to say if anyone would like to see the drag character. But I do a lot of white base, black and white looks, but also
Oh,
I have
neat.
some characters that are white
Yeah.
base, just insanely colorful. I sort of have like I go back and forth between the two. But my original like Aerosmith, and I'm still finding like a niche, but the actual character is white face paint and like all black makeup typically.
Oh, cool.
So it's sort of like a rock. His name is.
And
Aerosmith.
at least
There's some
now-
assumptions that can be made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like now we're both getting traction, and like the thing is, the one drag king that is well known, if you know drag kings, is Landon Sider, who won season 3 of Dragula,
Yeah.
and even Landon was like, "I'm here to represent the drag kings."
It's very underrepresented. Although Dragula is super cool.
Mhm.
I've watched some Dragula. I see like clips of RuPaul. I'll watch it on YouTube. Dragula is like fully on YouTube though. Also, it's
Oh, that's
which I
nice.
Oh,
enjoy personally because I don't really watch TV. But
Here, here.
But yeah, Dracula is really cool. But yeah, there's not a lot of representation.
But we're gonna change that, especially like on campus. Hopefully to do more events, and I mean for people watching, if you like our makeup looks. You know.
Now, do you guys have any particular events you're planning to participate this year? Because I know there's
yeah.
usually a couple drag shows here on
Well,
campus, and of course
yeah.
we've got the HerdCon Song Along, which is a drag and cosplay event.
Oh, I don't know about a lot of the events because
Okay.
I'm,
Well,
I'm
you're also a freshman, yeah.
So,
Being a freshman, it does do that.
yeah, so I've been here for like a few months.
Yeah, that's why I'm like your drag dad. Like,
Yeah, that too. Because I'm new to drag, but honestly, like I'm not new to like performing stuff.
yeah, I
So-
inspired you. You know.
You and Maddox have, because also I will say Maddox did a Nickelback song, and I was like, I'm so in. I was like, oh, this seals the deal. Tomorrow I'm doing drag. I was like, because I had never seen also, like I never see, sort of rock. I never seen any like drag performer do rock, especially like a drag king, because I had seen so few drag kings. Period.
Yeah.
And I like had never been to a show before, and it just so happened Maddox did Nickelback and some other songs, but I was like, well, I'm in. I'm in. Especially, like,
and mine's more like alternative, and it's like still on that theme. But for the events, like Stonewall has open mic, and the one
we gotta do that soon.
that's February 3rd, so we're doing it.
Please
You're
keep
welcome.
reminding me because I keep forgetting.
Yeah. See, Drag Dad, and I'm gonna try like as the club, like as the president, I'm gonna try to maybe host like actually create events and work with Marshall, like especially from the house party. I talked with some bands and some other people, so hopefully the more that you do, the more that will be
I
available.
could probably perform at the 1901.
Yeah.
So as I'm listening to you, I'm like visualizing like David Bowie.
You know what? I love that because so I've had this hair, which is sort of a mullet thing going on for like a year now.
Yeah, we both use our natural hair.
I just also don't know how to style wigs. So, but when I first cut it,
It can be
I
pain.
just did it myself at 4 a.m. on a Tuesday. I was like, I looked up pictures of David Bowie. So it sort of followed the same thread since then.
I mean, I just redyed my hair yesterday.
But
So.
it just feels like, I mean, David Bowie is.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love a lot of music, but I do really love like 70s, 80s.
You are David
rock
Bowie,
adjacent things.
and I am Johnny Depp.
So real.
But you're Johnny Depp before the Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
before things
especially
got
Pirates of the
crazy.
Caribbean, like especially some of my outfits I wear, I would love to do like a performance like Johnny Depp edition.
You would do great
Yeah,
at
that
Like,
would be pretty amazing.
Jack Sparrow.
You would do great at that, but don't do dreads to your regular hair.
Well,
Because
yeah,
It is weird.
of course. Like,
It is weird. Don't do that.
Yeah,
I'll
the dreads
disown
can be
you
a
as my
little
drag dad.
difficult to take back out.
Yeah. But,
and it's like,
you would do amazing at that.
and that's why like I like to invite other people that are like other drag performers too, because I know, especially like I understand like how hard it is. So that's why trying to get more people involved that want to do drag, like, and especially there's people that listen that want to do it. Like there are outlets and things, even though it's really hard to find them.
Yeah.
I also will say, like, and I hope this is okay, like, if anyone is listening and has questions about drag, both of us are free for questions. Wait, what's your TikTok name? I already said mine.
Mine is Sparkle Time Uwu.
I'm
We can
sorry.
also
That is
put
so
them in the
cutesy.
comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah,
We can do
So
we'll
that-
have you write them down, and that way we can put them
Yeah.
on the show notes,
I
and
would say,
people
like,
can
I'm-
try to contact with you.
Yeah.
Or if anyone has, because it is really hard to start drag.
Yes, and especially finding a niche, like especially on TikTok. Like, yes, I post my drag.
Yeah.
However, especially on TikTok, it's hard to find like outsource and people to recognize it. Like you lucked out.
I
Me-
did absolutely luck out. Absolutely. I told nobody. It's 0 followers, very few following. I didn't tell my friends or my family. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay. So everyone can see me. And then my friends were like, you didn't tell me you were doing drag.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, I wasn't telling anyone. It was a secret.
Yeah, so
It's very personal.
Personal.
hopefully I'll
That's the best thing about secrets is occasionally they just poof.
Well,
They're no longer a
especially
secret.
especially on TikTok. Because
Yeah.
TikTok's algorithm is very like,
yes,
like just all of a sudden. So
I'll strike stardom eventually. I'll be famous one day.
wait, yeah. I don't remember what we were talking about. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but if it isn't a cat, I'm like totally down with the kittens.
Down with the kittens. That's your viral.
That's my viral.
You gotta go find the reels and the
Down with
TikToks. It's like
Down
it's gotta be
with the kittens is
cat oriented.
so
That's my
catchy.
daughter. She's all cat oriented, but she also does a little bit with the cosplay.
I love
So
Yeah, I also
I
do
am-
cosplay and do like a whole conglomeration
I've
of different
done
things.
one cosplay. Although
Okay.
I will say that I showed Paige, and Paige was like, "That's a drag look." This was a year ago. Like that, I
Yeah.
did the look.
you
and I
know,
showed
with
Paige recently.
cosplay and drag, in a lot of ways, I mean, they can be so close because so many
Right.
people will, like our friend Brittany, who has started doing Scanlan from Critical Roles as one of her costumes. So it really is one of those kind of, it crosses
Yep.
both the drag and the cosplay.
And I can do
because
masculine cosplays and like characters which is really helpful, especially when I'm with friends and we cosplay and like, hey, I can do male and female characters.
Yeah. Which is awesome. And of course, if you're performing, because of course we've got our theater here on campus and here in the community, there's Heart in the Park and things like that. Have you guys looked at doing any of those kind of things?
Yeah.
As other outlets?
But I don't know.
Yeah, like that's the thing, finding contact information, and especially doing this, you know.
No, I know Heart in the Park does contact through their like Facebook page and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And you can actually,
I got
they
Facebook.
just got done doing a call out for auditions for their new SpongeBob.
Interesting.
Yeah, they've got a
Wow.
SpongeBob performance coming up, and I'm like, SpongeBob?
Oh my God,
That's-
SpongeBob and drag?
Well, no, Heart in the Park isn't
I
drag.
was just like,
It's just
wow.
theater.
though.
But theater and drag and cosplay and all that tends to kind of mesh in a lot of ways because
absolutely do
there's so much
SpongeBob drag.
performance.
And I
I
mean,
was just thinking SpongeBob.
SpongeBob drag would be amazing.
I mean, if someone wants to
Yeah.
book both of us for drag, you know, you can contact us, you know. I mean, we're literally on camera. If you see us walking around, see our hair, like your hair is very easy spot. They'll be like, you.
I can't hide ever. I can't hide ever. And
No.
sometimes it's not good.
But why would you want to hide?
Yeah.
True.
Especially
I'm
with
tired.
those gorgeous stars under your
Thank you.
eyes. I wanted to highlight those because I
know if
don't
you can see
think
them on
they're
the
going to be
camera.
that visible.
They're
there you go.
I've also been wearing them all
It's
day. so they're a little
very-
faded.
It makes me think very much of
Jim.
80s, Jim and the 80s punk.
And that's what I love. That's what
I love it because it's
Jim and the
very
hologram.
Oh
Jim
my
and the
god, that's
hologram,
awesome.
Gender affirmed.
Gender absolutely affirmed. Makeup affirmed.
Yes.
I yesterday I had rhinestones on.
Oh, nice.
I gotta get more rhinestones, but I did have rhinestones on yesterday. But yeah, I sort of do. When I put makeup on it, I try to make it a little bit fun. I didn't have any time this morning.
Oh, you're fine.
And the thing is too, like makeup, it's really easy to just like create and whatever, just play with makeup. That's how I got into drag, like literally.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, lots of people ask me like about makeup. I'm like, I truly don't have many makeup tips.
Yeah, you
I don't
use
think
what
anybody
you got.
actually does
Yeah.
because it's really something that you kind of have to learn yourself.
Yeah.
Like following a tutorial is like, it's not the same as coming up with your own creative process.
Yeah.
Like you can learn how to write, but learning creative writing, you have to have something already.
Yeah. Well, and
So-
when you're working with things like contours and stuff
Yep.
like that,
Yeah.
your face is always going
Always
to be
different.
different from
Always
somebody else's, and your face can change over time.
Yeah.
So you're always adjusting how you.
I think the
Deal with it.
I think the only real makeup tip is like, don't be afraid to look like bad or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
at first, like don't be afraid to look like a little silly or
Yeah.
cringy, which cringy is stupid. Cringy is a stupid
Yeah.
word and a stupid concept. But like, just don't be scared to do so because I'll tell you, some of my first real makeup looks are not good. Looking
Yeah.
back at them, they're
Well,
not
and
good.
just keep repeating.
Yeah,
With
you just
everything,
keep going.
you have to keep repeating it. Whether you're drawing, you're doing
Right.
makeup, you're doing costumes, and
Yeah.
creating things. There's that process
And
to
I think-
keep it up.
Also, like even if you don't feel good about it, people are gonna like it. Especially if you do anything anything a little more original or like on my worst days when I'm out in my tattered pajama pants that I got from Goodwill. I am just barely making it to class. I don't feel good because I'm very neurodivergent and depression, anxiety also. So it's like I don't always have good days. And even on my worst days, I'll have people come up to me when I'm on campus or anywhere in general and be like, "I love your hair." And it's like, I thought my hair looked terrible today. But it's always like, other people are going to like it. You're always going to be more critical of yourself.
Oh yes.
So, like, it's always, especially with anything creative.
And also like performing too. Sometimes performing when you look, you don't know if people like it because you just see this.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
will
it's-
say,
Some people do have just resting blank face.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
It's
fine.
just-
But also, if you're in an audience for something,
it can be a little
an
daunting.
active
Yeah.
participant if you enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, if you are enjoying the performance, there are some, like,
I love interacting with the audience so much, and I tell them
You're really
beforehand.
good at it.
Yeah.
You're really good at it. And I'm working on
Listen,
I'm nervous.
tell the audience about your first performance. Like, how was it for you?
Oh God. I mean, okay. I've been performing, not doing drag for a long time. I've been performing for a long time, and I have never felt stage fright. Like, never. Been performing since I was like a child.
Wow.
And I just haven't. And it's odd because I do have like severe anxiety, but performing, my brain has always
You've just always found your home in it.
Yeah, I've always loved it, and my brain has sort of always naturally been like, it's going to be
okay.
It's going to be fine, and even if it's not, what is this going to do? Because it's going to make you worse. So I don't know why, like, because I have genuinely severe anxiety outside of that all the time. I'm medicated, but like, it's never made sense. But I will say that I experienced stage fright for the first time about my drag performance. And I think maybe because it was it was a smaller show. It was
a new thing.
Very intimate setting.
Yeah.
I think is what made me nervous.
Okay.
Because it was like a house show. Everybody was really like close. Like there wasn't really a stage. It was like we're performing in somebody's like apartment.
Which is that's a very different.
It's very different
feel than a stage where you're
like there's a
wall between you,
There's
an invisible wall.
No wall at all at the house show. None. Which was fine. I knew what I was signing up for. Mm-hmm. It's just I think that was what mainly made me nervous. But I do think that the performance went well.
Yes.
I do think that I wish I had interacted with the crowd a bit more.
And like you'll learn as you go.
I used you to interact with because also that's what I was saying earlier. I had friends who were going to be there who I had already asked like, hey, are you cool if I try and do crowd work with you, et cetera, et cetera? And they were like, absolutely, that's fine. But then they didn't get there on time, which is not an issue. Like it's not choreographed. It's just like a possibility, just confirming.
Well, it takes away that safety net of community again.
Right.
It's like you had backup, and then it's like.
And I don't want to, especially because like it was a very intimate show. I was like, I don't want to necessarily dance on somebody who I don't know, and maybe they're not comfortable with that, etc. Mm-hmm. So like Paige said, Paige asked who they were dancing with beforehand. But so I mostly interacted with you, which is fine. But a lot of people, they loved it. I do think it was extremely fun. It was extremely fun, but it's very terrifying. I sort of had to like sit down afterwards. I ran into the bedroom that we were putting our stuff in.
Time to decompress.
I ran in there and I just sort of sat on the ground. And then all of my friends got there, and they came and found me, and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yep. I am good. I am good." I was just a little anxious. And it was like the crowd gave great feedback.
Yes.
The crowd was very into what we were doing. I was so nervous that afterwards I was just like, okay, I did.
But guess what? Stonewall's going to see us, February 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be awesome.
If Paige reminds me enough that I still remember.
Hold up. Let me just text you real quick.
This will be the third time you texted me as well.
Listen,
So what
Drag
time
Dad.
is that show if your readers want to see it?
So usually Stonewall, they do open stage. Performers have to be there at 10. And it's from the first show's at 11. And then the second one's at 1 a.m.
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a late night.
Is
I'm
this
too old
here
for
in
those now.
Huntington?
Yeah, it's it's close to the Loud. It's like
What,
like
6,
maybe
7? No.
Yeah, because I'm from Charleston, okay?
I am also from Charleston. I also don't know my way around Huntington.
It's okay. I don't either. I just know.
I've been there in ages.
I just know where
fun,
Drinko
though.
is. I know and I know where Corbley is.
And I look on Stonewall's Facebook like weekly, and they have open mic like once a month or once or twice. But I would love to be a regular there.
Oh yeah,
because especially as a drag king,
that would be fun.
like that would be amazing.
Yeah, I can see you totally eating up the stage.
Yes, like
Let me tell you, Paige is so good at crowd work. Richard is so comfortable doing crowd work.
which one did you see of my performance at Queen's Lake Cancer?
The second one.
The Another Way Out.
Yeah.
My face was purple.
And then your face was purple.
Yeah.
Face paint.
Face
not
paint.
like,
Okay.
not like he was
She
gonna
was
pass
breathing.
out.
Yeah.
She was
He was
breathing.
He was
Yeah.
fine.
Yes.
He had purple
Richard
face
was
paint.
breathing.
Richard was
We're
alive.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was just like trying to visualize this, and I'm just thinking,
Yeah, I have pictures and things, and I'll show you guys later. But yeah, Stonewall, if you guys want to hit it, it's on 7th Avenue. So like,
Okay.
yeah.
7th.
Okay.
That sounds
I was
right.
thinking I knew it was downtown a little ways, and I was like, I haven't been there in ages, and now I can't remember where it's at.
Yeah. And especially the first time I performed, oh gosh, it was last year as a freshman, just doing little things. But now that I have like a lot more and slowly building, it's like baby steps. And with you, it's baby steps as well.
Oh, yeah.
It
And
has been babies, especially with like getting outfits.
yes.
Particularly
It's always
interesting.
a very expensive thing when you're trying, because like I know with
I
my
will
daughter's
say,
into cosplay.
yeah.
And male
And
pants
you
are
build little by
I wear
little.
women's
Yeah.
pants.
And not only that,
Wear
they're like
women's
so
pants.
long.
yeah. And sorry, I don't have a frog. Like my
Age.
my gluteus maximus is
You can say butt. You can say butt.
okay. My
We're
butt.
okay with you saying but.
Yes.
But it's different from a guy's because
Yeah.
no need to flex, but mine's a little big. So being in pants is different and difficult. So I just wear like women's pants, however, pockets and things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's, but
The curse of women's anything.
I
We need pockets.
thrift mostly.
Oh, yeah.
This jacket is from the eclectic goods, like the shops at Dunbar. It was $10,
Oh yeah.
which is
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah,
Like, that's
Goodwill
insane.
is
And
definitely your friend
And
if you're
the-
into any kind of
Thrifted.
costuming and thrifting.
And then there's also like Play-Dohs.
well,
Yeah.
I
on
went to the Marshall thrift
campus,
store. Yes,
there's actually
thank
yeah,
you.
and then there's another one too, the LGBTQ office.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Boutique.
Yeah.
The World
Yeah.
Boutique.
and that's where I got these pants.
now is that
and
the one in East Hall?
East
Yes.
Hall, the
Yeah.
basement of East Hall, you turn directly right.
Shantae
Interesting.
is amazing person
Yes.
and to work. That's
Yeah,
how I got.
Shantae helps
yep.
with our HerdCon song along, and we've
Yep.
loved working with her.
Speaking of Shantae,
Yeah.
I got okay. I am like totally into Hello Kitty. Sorry.
No, wonderful.
And
Wonderful.
there were these Hello Kitty Converse. Yeah, they were like, I think they were like red with Hello Kitty heads all over them, and they were the traditional. No, they were Vans.
Okay. Oh,
But I also
love
have the
Vans.
Converse too. And I was looking at them and I wanted them desperately. So I was looking them up on eBay because they're like from like 2012 or something. And, you know, Converse doesn't have them currently, or Vans doesn't have them currently. So I was looking in the men's sizes, and then I accidentally flipped and I ordered them for the women's size. Oh. So they ended up showing up, and they were 2 sizes too big.
Well, and that's another thing too.
So they got donated to Shantae.
Well, and that's another thing. I'm short, and especially drag queens, all of them are already tall.
Oh yeah.
And for me, I am 5'2", and
5'4".
yeah, and I wear like my shoe size is size 5, and I don't know if they can see the shoes.
Oh,
But these,
that is like Prince.
Those are really
Yeah,
good.
that is very Prince.
I'm like 3 inches taller, 4
you
inches. So Amazon's your friend.
Yeah.
I will
Oh, yeah.
say, although it is harder a little in some ways, not to say that queens are easy or creating a feminine body type is easy, because it's not.
Yeah.
But it is like you have to be a little more. It's a bit more awkward to create a masculine shape if you're not at all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we're both quite curvy, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too, where we've said that like queens have
Yeah.
been visible for a much longer time.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
is a very, I would say there's a very open market out there
Yeah.
that caters to, here are larger size women's clothing
Yeah.
specifically for
Right.
people in the drag community,
And
or
I was
even
just-
for in the trans community kind of thing. And it really helps with that. But I think you're right. I think there's a little less exposure
Yeah.
for the idea.
And
I will
of the drag
I
kings.
do think that we have this is where I was going. I do think we have an upper hand with the shoes, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we can get
Women's
thicker.
shoes,
Yeah.
Easy to
Like,
find. Easy
Yeah.
to
Yep.
find.
Especially.
But women's shoes in larger sizes, like if you're
Oh, yeah.
if you're a drag queen and you're AMAB, or you're just generally larger, you have big feet.
I
so hard to
happen to
find.
be one of those people that at the age of 14 was about 6 feet tall and a size
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah, prom sucked.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, I had to literally
I
online
made
order
all
my
my own
shoes
dresses.
because my
Mom and
shoes,
I made
my
'em.
feet are so small. But I like to get the
What
thicker
size
platforms.
do you wear?
5.
You wear 5s? I wear like a 10 in
Cut back to
women's.
2 minutes ago.
My
It's-
gosh. I'm
So
an
you have
11.
5s?
Yeah, size 5 women's.
You have tiny,
The
tiny
boot.
baby
Yeah.
feet. Wow.
And also, what I would like is, I hope this happens. Like maybe drag queens can work with drag kings, like performance wise.
I love it.
Like that would open up so many opportunities, especially Richard Long. Like how I perform, that'll be amazing. And I would my long-term goal is I would love to meet Trix Mattel and Katya
I'd
in
cry.
person.
I would
I'll cry with you, girl. I will cry.
cry. I would freak out.
I will cry, sob. But especially like this is like very unattainable, but it's gonna sound bad, like being on the same level as them, because they lucked out because you had to, like, the audience, like people that consume your content are the ones that help you make you big.
Oh yeah.
So especially it's really nice to hear when after performances, the audience going up to you and being like, "I love your performance. I love your love."
It's always very sweet. I will say, like, I would encourage, not just for drag shows, but as somebody who's done a lot of performing things with dance and show choir and other forms of choir, because my choir teachers have changed it up. Like, I've done all sorts of ins and outs of performing. I will say that if you're an audience member and you enjoy the performance, tell the performer.
Yes.
Because they will appreciate it, and they're gonna be tired.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be tired, but I will say, like, if you politely walk up and say, like, "I loved your performance," and like, so if you left a specific part, absolutely mention it, because it helps with, like, after performing anxiety,
Yeah.
which is mainly my thing. I get stage fright. I get after performance anxiety,
And especially,
then I can't watch the videos
it confirms
or anything.
That fear. Did I mess up? Did I mess up?
Right.
That kind of thing.
Or it's like,
Yeah.
was I? Because I can convince myself. I can convince myself that I'm gonna do great and I did great, and then after stage, it's like, I'm not gonna watch the video. Like, it took me 4 days to watch the video of us performing, and I still had to like take one of my anxiety meds afterwards, because, like, oh god, it's very awkward to sit with, but when an audience member tells you did well, is a wonderful confirmation.
and that's why I like to work with the audience too, because it's like they're engaging with it.
Absolutely.
And especially, but sometimes if you're not, like, if you just see like a blank face, you're like, oh no. But some people, they don't.
Yeah.
But it's really affirming when people are like, woo, and like they cheer and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, yeah,
Well,
they're
you could-
really into it.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
get that. You do get performance high
Yes.
when you hear that kind of
Me.
stuff. It's one of those things that I don't know. There's just something about when you hear people cheering for you that just makes you kind of smile inside.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Well,
feel uplifted.
Because it's also like it's feedback, and
Yes.
feedback
It
is
is.
so important.
Yep.
Also feedback is important, like, to know what works.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
And it's an immediate feedback.
immediate.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's also completely undiluted.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
you can, I mean, when someone's sitting there and they're just like, yeah,
They're freaking out.
you
absolutely.
know they liked it.
Especially like that helped when I like performed with you, and a lot of people were like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yes, and even though, like, it was, especially in I think a lot of drag shows so far from, like, the things that I like have seen and consumed, because I'm trying to, like, learn more. Obviously, I'm quite new to this, but most drag shows are fairly intimate. Like, as far as, like, a lot of local drag shows, you'll be closer to the people,
Yep.
or you'll probably know, if you're local, you're gonna know a lot of people in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Like, which was a fear that I didn't think about too much, which is also, I think, why I had stage fright, because
Aw.
it's two of my friends who go here is like, so, and I had a bunch of friends coming, because it's like we all go to school together, we
Yeah.
all are in, like, the Losby Club, we all know each other, and I was like, they're all gonna see me do this. Almost every friend I have, I give it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but I'm
and-
sure they were
Yeah.
supportive.
They were. Everyone was super supportive, but it's still, like, a little bit
Oh, well,
nerve wracking.
Yeah. Well, there's that slight worry about the judgment because,
Yeah.
when it's anonymous, it doesn't matter what they
different.
think.
Yeah.
I sort
And
of
they don't know
In
what
the
you look
long
like
run.
out of drag
Yeah.
too.
right.
And but when it is people that you know, and that's why family
Yeah.
support and friends support with anything, whether it's performance or being trans or anything, It's
huge deal.
very big. And
Yeah.
people do not know how big their impact is with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And we're making an impact too, like when people see us.
Oh yeah.
yeah, very much.
When I like post on TikTok or I've gone like out in drag, like I went to Huntington Pride in drag. A lot of what people will comment is like, of course, you get a lot of comments on like your makeup, like your hair. A lot of people are like, I love seeing this.
Yeah.
Like that's probably
Yeah.
the main one. Is like, I love to see this. I love
Because they don't see it that often.
Yeah, in drag in general, I feel like lots of queens get it, artists get it, kings get it. It's like because you don't see it that much
Yeah.
unless you're into the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like going to Pride in drag was the first time that I was like publicly in drag, and that was probably the main comment I got. Was like people were just very excited to see people in drag, and I think that's really nice. But it's like
That's awesome.
obviously representation matters, and like
It does.
showing you're part of the community matters a lot.
Yeah.
I have a question for Richard.
Yes.
I'd like to know about your first performance, if you could single it out.
Good.
I think my first performance, it was literally at the HerdCon song along actually.
Okay.
And it was funny because my boyfriend, he pierced my belly button like the night before.
I remember this story. My husband was in the audience. He filmed.
Real?
That's the only way I have film of that night because I was upstairs and my daughter and husband were down there watching and he was filming for me.
After this, tell him the story about the way that it's piped in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yes,
But
Richard.
I painted my face like pink. I had like a black wig on. I had elf ears. And I wore these.
That's awesome.
And I wore these gloves because I wear these gloves because I have baby hands. Okay, this is going to be very shocking, guys.
Oh my God, your hands are tiny.
Yeah.
They're almost as tiny as someone in orange.
So that's why I put on these gloves, and it
Sorry.
makes I look more masculine with these. And they're
Okay.
touchscreen gloves. They're isotope gloves. So
Oh, yeah.
hashtag
Yeah.
need more.
Gotta get some.
They're
gloves.
nice.
Yes.
Not
So
regular gloves. They don't work.
I performed for the first time, and especially with I didn't have this chest plate. Yeah, thank goodness I didn't, because with a freshly pierced belly button piercing.
Oh, yeah.
Would have got infected from all this sweat.
Yeah. But I also I wore jeans that was the first time performing, and my outfit just a lot of small technicalities. But I literally banged my knees on because it was outside in the thing, and I just kept falling. But a lot of people liked it, which is good.
Not doing none of that till I get knee pads. I got issues.
Oh, we need
Oh.
that's
I did softball.
Knee pads are
for,
amazing.
we need to order.
Years. I did softball for 12 years. I have so many knee issues because I'm also flat-footed. So I will be doing none of that until I get knee pads.
Oh, yeah.
No.
But no, for that night, what was funny is the sound equipment that we were using for the song along apparently worked on the same frequency as the speakers in the student center. And
Yes.
So I'm in the
I
middle
was
of
able to
helping
hear
all
it.
these people set up and
So people at the student center could hear.
yeah, we were up there with all the vendors and the vendors.
I
and
knew
we all
you'd love
started going
hearing
like,
this.
Oh my gosh!
What's going on?
So
And
they're
so
an
I had to
audience
stop
member.
and I was like, oh, wait, I know that's live. It's that's not the radio. I said, that's the song along. Hey, if you guys want, you can get out here on the balcony and you can watch.
I mean, that'd be cool too.
Oh,
If it
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
for HerdCon again, that'll be fun.
oh yeah, we will have vendors setting up that day, and we've got the song along planned for the
Can you talk
29th.
about the song along a little bit? I don't know anything. I know
Oh,
nothing
well.
about HerdCon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually
I'm
bending
watching our
to
time
HerdCon.
because I know you have a
Oh,
time
yeah.
restraint. But
can-
the
I
song
can
along
control.
is coming along. We'll have sign up coming up starting on the 1st of February.
Okay.
So people have
Richard, remind
time.
me.
February 1st.
Well, if you join the Discord server, I'll have it on there, and we'll have it on all of our social media
Also-
and stuff.
You can put it on your calendar so
Oh,
you
yeah.
have an alert.
Now, see, here's the thing. The calendars don't work for me. Which is
That's
why
all
I
right.
keep telling
That's
Richard.
I have
will
to
put
have
it on my notes.
outside reminders for some things too.
Yeah, some
But,
things
yeah.
work with a calendar, but a lot of things don't. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll write them down on my calendar, but also I'll pick Richard.
Oh yes. But yeah, what we do is the HerdCon song along. It started out as an idea to kind of bring just a kind of fun performance evening to kind of kick off HerdCon.
Yeah.
You know, something to just have fun. And of course, we've got a huge cosplay kind of community that we've built with HerdCon. And so we were like, okay, we definitely want to include them. And then I was like, well, I think we ought to invite the local drag community to be a part of it because they do performance
genius.
for one
Song along
all
is
the time.
Naturally, like, that's what
So we were like, hey, you know, let's have this event where we've got drag, we've got cosplay. You can do what you want as far as your costume. You know, go out there, have fun. We had people out there. God, I know I had like four 12-year-olds with me who loved it.
Yeah.
Not to mention, and I have to give props to the unknown person dressed up as Prince.
Oh,
That sounds so cool. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea
I can't remember Rodney's name.
what the idea was.
Do you remember Rodney's stage name? Because
Prince, if you're out there.
Yeah.
yes.
And also, I forgot to mention about my chest piece too, the neck flap.
The neck is floppy.
That's and yeah, like
choker?
I don't know if you can see it.
It is.
I didn't even notice it until now.
Yeah, so that's why my hair
Hides it.
and I have this hold because like you can see the skin difference.
Oh yeah.
So
wow.
Since I do have to go in like I could leave at like 2:15. Also, like I just have to go over to Harris. But I will say also it's something for anyone who's new to drag, new to performing in general. It is not as seamless as it looks. Your outfit is gonna have flaws. Things
something will go wrong.
Pins, something will go wrong. Like I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how put together they look. It's not nearly as put together as it seems. Half of it is probably improvised. Like that's performing always. And something is always like sort of.
We carry around what I call the cosplay repair kit.
Yeah.
And so it's like this huge makeup box that is filled with safety pins and tape and glue.
Yeah.
Heather has a complete room. There's a room set up during HerdCon for cosplay repair.
Well, it's not equipped though. It's a room so you can go and
but it's there.
Get out of costume if you need to and repair things.
And when I was performing at Queen's Lake Cancer, when I had the elf ears in drag, when I performed, they fell off, but they couldn't see. So I just
just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
Keep going. Like, but that was something, that was one of my first hang-ups about drag, because I was like, I feel very like, sort of unprofessional. And like, obviously.
And no one, the audience doesn't know. Like,
nobody's going to know.
It's like, I felt that way when I started performing in general too. Like, it's always like, it seems a little thrown together. But it's like everything is thrown. That's the whole point. You're creating it. It's thrown together. And it's going to feel that way.
That is all of HerdCon. Because
and you can be in drag
none of us were like big convention creators when we started it. It was we're going to build it. Nobody has any clue. We're just going to build it up and see what happens.
And that's wonderful. And like nobody who does cosplay, it's all DIY.
Yes.
Like it's all DIY. Even if you buy a costume, you're going to have to do some stuff yourself. Otherwise, you're a model, not a cosplayer.
Yeah.
And nothing fits perfect.
Nothing fits perfectly. Like I will say, if you want to get into drag, learn how to do a basic sewing stitch.
Yes.
Because I sort of learned how to sew a little bit when I was younger. And I had been teaching myself how to sew, and it has come majorly in handy with drag. Like I sewed my bed sheets together to create one that actually fit my bed because I bought the wrong size for like at the beginning of the year, and I was like, the practice like stitching and stuff has actually been extremely helpful for costuming and stuff. So that's that's a big thing too, and it's fine that it's handmade. That's the point.
Yeah.
Like,
and you can do
the thing a lot of people get hung up on.
Yeah. And you can do that for HerdCon. I'm going to be vending at HerdCon though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, perler beads.
Yeah, I make perler bead magnets, pins, earrings, and I'm going to be Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
I was going to say, and what's your booth name? So everybody knows to look for you.
It's Collective Cosplay.
Okay.
And
That's cute.
I'll be.
I didn't know that.
Are you you aren't the person that was dressed as Catwoman at
Yes, he is.
at WillCon?
Yep, that was me.
My boyfriend organizes WillCon.
Yep.
Jim Pajarillo is my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, all you out there. Jim
It's a very small
Pajarillo
world.
is my awesome boyfriend.
Yeah, I was in Catwoman for that, and a lot of people loved it.
I
And
thought you were gonna say the
and-
smashing cars thing.
well, also that
Oh,
too.
God.
For the car smash for the radio station, I dressed up as my Catwoman as well. And last semester, last year, I was
saw you
Ina.
at SubasiCon too.
Yeah. Also Catwoman, yeah. And I was like Prince Zuko and things. And for HerdCon last year, I was Ina. So I was like half yellow, half blue.
Oh,
with
I
black
remember that
color.
one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've got pictures of you up on the HerdCon page on the website because we had Just Some Nerd is the photographer, James Hamilton, and he did pictures of so many awesome things and loads of the people and stuff at HerdCon last year, and it was wonderful.
So if you do not recognize
Yes.
you do not recognize, like you cosplay and you think, oh, nobody noticed me.
Yes.
No, we
Yeah.
notice.
Yeah.
Yes.
People notice that.
Yeah.
We notice and we retain and we remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
That's
remember.
Really cool. That's really cool. Like you guys have interacted so many times.
Yes.
And you had no idea. I think that's really good.
No. Well, I mean, heck, I'm introduced to, Richard.
Exactly. Yeah,
and it takes a little bit to kind of start connecting
Why
everybody.
would I retain, Catwoman? I mean, this is
Look at him.
exactly. Like
Yep.
it's great. Like shape shifting. Like you
Yeah.
can shape shift, and especially as Catwoman, like you think these shoes are big. I have
crazy.
like thicker
Oh,
ones.
the cat ones are crazy.
Oh,
Yes.
goodness.
And yeah, I wore that those shoes. Yeah.
Wore the same shoes for the performance at
Yep.
Ollie and Ava's house.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will start wrapping up because we want to make sure everybody gets where they need to be on time.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
any kind of closing remark, encouragement for folks who are wanting to get into drag and, especially as drag kings, what's your biggest piece of advice for them?
My biggest piece of advice is find a support system and people that you can do drag with, because that way they'll help you find connections.
Or that you can at least share with. Like, have a friend. I have a lot of friends who just really love to see my makeup looks and be my best friend will be like, call me specifically when I'm doing my makeup, like for drag or for anything. She's really, really supportive of all like that kind of creative stuff. So have a friend who you can share your stuff with.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I would say, I think my biggest piece of advice, and this isn't necessarily just for drag kings, it's sort of for, I think, any kind of creative outlet. Just do it, because
Yeah,
the
just
thing
do
is,
it.
I also get a lot of comments. Just do like about my hair or my makeup. Or I sort of dress this, pretty much this way most days, or at least like when I'm wearing like pajama pants and stuff.
Yeah.
But people will be like it's they'll be like, I don't know how I could ever do that. It's very inspiring. It's like, you can.
Yep.
You can simply like customize your character.
Yeah.
That's what life is.
Yeah.
And when you have that revelation, it's so important. So literally, just do it. If you can look the way that you would like to.
Yes.
And it's genuinely as simple as that.
Yeah.
And it seems overcomplicated, but like it also gets to a point where, when you first dye your hair a crazy color, it's gonna be it's gonna feel wild for like a few weeks. But I have had I always usually have some version of red. I sort of stick to reds and oranges.
And
But no matter what, it's like at some point, it's like I forget constantly that I look out of the norm. And so I have people come up to me every day and be like, you look so cool, or like, I love your hair. And it's always very sweet. I appreciate those comments so much.
and it's a
They
beautiful
also bring me back
artistic
to reality.
like form. It's a good art form. And the thing is, if you're having fun, the audience is having fun too.
The audience
Yeah.
is having fun. If you are expressing yourself creatively or in a way that is visible, if you're loving it, people are gonna love it. Which is what I was saying about like hair and makeup earlier. It's like even on days where I'm like, I'm not happy with the outcome of the makeup today, or etc. Somebody's gonna really enjoy it because it's you stand out a little bit. It's literally just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Because that's all it takes. Like nobody. I feel like I for a long time sort of thought like, well, you just sort of are that way forever. Like nobody does not transition. I felt that way sort of about being genderqueer as well, where I was like, well, no, you just sort of are always that way. It's like no, I was hyper femme for a long time. I looked fair. I have naturally like blonde hair. I was like fairly typical looking for a very long time, and one day I was like, I had this realization. Actually, I have free will. And I can look and do what I want and like listen to the music that I want. And I was like, I can simply do those things. And that's like the drag revelation. I saw Richard and Maddox, and I was like, it is absolutely an option. And I had already been thinking about drag, and I was like, you can just do what you want. Like anytime I get those comments,
And
that's how I respond. I'm like, you can.
Be who you are right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about, is this who I'm going to be in 5 or 10 years?
Thing.
Because who you are is a very fluid thing. And we forget that because you're always growing and changing and growing and changing. And you're taking in all that world around you. Be who you are.
And not only
have fun with it.
It's college.
Yeah.
It is college.
Yeah.
This is when you're supposed to be experimenting.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's also with like drag stuff. This is drag specific. Your look does not always have to be the same look.
Yeah. So I don't look like this all the time. Like I make myself purple or blue. Like I literally became a clown and like did all that. So.
I would say like this is my drag specific advice. Have a style, but not as in a certain look. Like I don't always do white face paint, black makeup. I think have more looks now that aren't that. But find features that are always yours. Like everybody knows Trixie's her eyes.
Her eyes. Me, it's the beard and eyebrows.
For mine, is I have a certain way that I do my lips all the time, and I have a certain way that I do my nose contour. Which this is nerdy. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so I incorporate a lot of Araki's drawing style in the way that I do my makeup lines.
Very cool.
It's an anime manga. I don't know if you all are fans or whatever, but like I sort of always do a JoJo nose, and usually the way that Araki draws cheeks is this little feature right here. His style is very specific. My eyebrows are always inspired by that, but it's like find those little features. That's what your niche should be. That's what your like style should be. It shouldn't be like iterations of the exact same look. It's not what's going
grow
to
and change with it.
Have fun with it, and it's gonna change, and they don't have to be your features forever.
Yeah,
it's fine. But like that is what a drag niche looks like. Because I thought it was like, how am I gonna stick to the same thing every time? I was really stressed about that for like the first few weeks, and I was like, it's not. That's the whole point. It's not. You can.
It's just like your regular clothes. You don't wear the same outfit every day.
I don't even wear the same aesthetic every day.
You don't even use the same style every year. I mean, all of it changes with your life. So
I would very much say that like, drag, makeup, all that is the same way. It's going to change. So that's big thing.
All right. Well, we're wrapping up. So I want to say first, thank you very much for being on the podcast with us. We love it. And
this has been amazing.
Oh, yeah. It has been fun.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yes. Lovely time.
But we've got a HerdCon song along. Sign up will start on February 1st. You can sign up. You can give us, your music, what kind of performance. We'll share the link through our website, through social media, through our Discord and all that, so that
it'll be on Facebook.
It's an online form.
Listen, I just don't have the app. I have a Facebook, I just don't have the app. It's stressful. But I gotta download it because I need to.
Yes. But we'll have it set up so you can sign up, and it is a performance site. You can do karaoke style. You don't have to sing if you don't want to. You can do actual vocals if you want. So, kind of have fun with it. It's really just meant to be a fun, enjoyable, relaxing kind of evening so that we can, kind of just celebrate getting into HerdCon and all of our nerddom. I mean,
by the way, when you go on Facebook, make sure you say hi to your parents.
My mom has started just sending me the posts that she tags me in.
Aww.
Like, she tagged me in, like, not she will tag my account in her post, but like posts that she wants me to see, she'll just text them to me because I was like, I don't have the app. It stresses me out. I don't check my Facebook because I find it stressful.
It can be very stressful.
We'll make a new one for things like this because I recognize it's important. That's why I got Discord. I
used
Discord like 2 months ago.
Take your time and don't overwhelm.
Yeah, it's more.
All right.
Thing I just need to. Yeah.
But thank you all for watching and listening to the HerdCon podcast. We will have show notes that will have information for both of the TikTok accounts you guys were sharing with us. And if there's any other information you want to share, like if you've got a page for the makeup club, anything like that. If it's on HerdLink, whatever.
Yep, it's on HerdLink. Got that beat.
Give us the links and stuff. We'll put them up on the page, and that way you guys have access to those. You can contact the club. You can contact both of our drag kings today.
Yes.
And just have fun. We like to make sure that everybody's enjoying themselves and, just getting to be themselves.
100%.
So, but are we ready to say good night? Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.
Toodaloo. Have fun, guys.
So long, sweet prince or sweet princess.
Yes.